So here's the thing. So according to the sheiks, for every day that you keep a dog, you lose
a reward.
Hold on, you don't lose a reward. You lose rewards as equivalent to the size of a mountain.
Yeah.
So every time you've kept your dog is more. If Islam's true, you're not making it to heaven because you've kept your dog.
I know. Do you know
bigger
what?
than Mount Everest.
If I'm going to hell because I own a dog, then I'll take that because I love my dog. So there we go.
Whoa! Do you know what Muslim hell? Do you know what Muslim hell is?
Yes, I do. I have looked into it. I do. I am aware of it.
So you know about the chains?
Yeah, and the ripping of your skin repeatedly. I am aware about all that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you like that type of thing, but like,
no,
maybe some people do because the chains going in weird places that they're not supposed to be going. It's like something maybe somebody likes somewhere. I don't know, but
I was Christian for a long time, and then I left Christianity. Actually, became Muslim.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
But,
oh Lord.
So I've been
you live in the
Muslim
UK, don't you?
I do, yeah.
What was his name?
No one. No, I'm single. There is
I didn't say you weren't saying. I'm just saying who was it? Who's the guy who walked past you and you're like, that's a Muslim man
no
right
one.
there.
No, absolutely no one. To be honest, it was the Trinity. I struggled with the concept of the Trinity. And then obviously, you know, when you become Muslim, you're then taught other things about Christianity, about the Bible.
Bunch of lies.
So, yeah, this is it. So I don't understand how you can claim that, because the more I've looked into it, there doesn't seem to be as much reliability about the Gospels and the Bible in itself than what I thought. You know how, like, you get different versions of Bibles. Some of them have different books, like the Ethiopian Bible, the Catholic Bible. And I would love it to be true. Don't get me wrong. I would love it to be true.
Yeah, but how are you gonna trust the Quran then?
Well, because I'm taught that the Quran, we have it back from the original time, like before Uthman. So it hasn't actually been changed. The actual Arabic has not been changed over that time. Now, don't get me wrong. I know Uthman burned a lot of the copies of the Quran so that he standardized it. So I am aware about that. But it just seems to be more accurate than, for example, the Bible.
Yeah. So what do you?
It's not accurate at all. Have you read both, like, side by side?
I've read, yeah, I have. I mean,
have you read the story of Joseph?
Yeah. I mean, I know they do differ. Yeah, I do know that they differ. Their stories do differ.
So in one book, somebody was so attractive that when the women were holding knives, they cut their hands.
Damn.
Like, they were just like, oh, so that seems more historically accurate to you?
Well, just because we don't like it doesn't mean it's not historically accurate. I mean, there are some stuff in the Old Testament that are not great, are there?
Well, what about the fact that it gets, like, the datings of, like, when crucifixion was invented wrong?
Well, you see, this is it. They don't claim the crucifixion well, they claim it happened, but it wasn't necessarily Jesus.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that it gets the datings of when people could get crucified wrong, because it talks about it happening in ancient Egypt, but crucifixion didn't exist then.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Whereabouts?
There's a lot of things are just like there. And also another historical inaccuracy is that according to the Quran, the Jews that broke the Sabbath, they turned into monkeys and pigs, and we have that nowhere in history.
I love that story.
Like, nowhere in history. Huh?
Is there not a talking donkey in the Bible though?
Yeah, but quick question: if you were with your, like, family, like, at Thanksgiving, right? And you know that, say, they said, you know what, I'm going to break tradition. I know we're not supposed to do this, but I'm going to eat aluminum foil, right? And then after they eat aluminum foil, they turn into a bunch of snakes. And God's like, see what happens when you eat aluminum foil? You're going to turn into a snake. What would you say to the other people who are in your family? Would you write that down like, hey, don't do this because God's going to turn you into a snake? Or would you just keep that a secret and never, like, spread that story ever?
No. If it was the truth, then I would let them know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that never happens in Judaism. We don't even see any story similar to that. Because according to the Quran, The Jews broke the Sabbath, and the kids turned into monkeys, and the older adults that broke the Sabbath turned into pigs. And then they died.
Do you know whereabouts in the Quran that is? Do you know?
Are you? And you're a Sunni, correct?
Am I what? Sorry.
You're a Sunni Muslim, right?
Yeah. So I'm just a convert, so I don't really.
Oh, convert back.
So if you go to the second chapter in Surah Al-Baqarah, and you look at a verse, it's verse 65. If you read all the commentaries on that,
okay, I will have a look at that.
I think he's gonna pull up the verse on. You're gonna have to read it.
It says you are already aware of those who broke the Sabbath. We said to them, be disgraced apes.
Yeah. So if you read all the Muslim commentaries on that verse, like Tafsir Ibn Kathir, it's gonna say that Allah changed their bodies into monkeys and swines. Like the young people, they turned into monkeys, and old people into pigs. And we don't have that story anywhere in history.
So this is Ibn Kathir, right? We said to you, be you monkeys despised and rejected. It means Allah changed their bodies into those of monkeys and swines. The young people turned into monkeys, while the old people turned into swine. Shibyan ad-Nawawi reported that Quta commented on this.
Okay. That does sound fairly ridiculous, I'm not going to lie. So I'll take that on board, and I will look into that. But can I just ask
about the preservation of the New Testament, because you did ask about that, we didn't really answer that. So we know that it's preserved because we have thousands of copies from the ancient times in multiple different languages. We have it in Syriac, we have it in what else? We have it in Greek, we have it in Latin, Coptic as well. In multiple different languages, and they literally all say the same things. Not only that, we have the church fathers commenting on those scriptures, and they literally quote it the same exact way. The only thing that you'll see different is maybe like a word here or there or a misspelling. Like that's all you will find.
You could rewrite the entire New Testament just from like church father quotations.
So the thing is though, isn't the earliest like your Codex Sinaiticus that you've got of the Bible? Is that not the earliest manuscript we've got?
No, that's the earliest like codex. So meaning like a book. Yeah. We have stuff from hundreds of years before that.
Okay. All right. I will look into that then.
Earliest would be P1, isn't it?
P52.
Yeah, they're fragments, though, aren't they? They're not like the whole book or anything.
Yeah, but when we collect all the fragments, it's still the same.
Still, like if you take P52, which is from John, and you compare it to the verses it's talking about in John, it's pretty much a 1-to-1 representation. Even if it's just a small amount, it's the exact same. As a matter of fact, go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, for the Old Testament as well. We have it preserved both in Greek and we have in Hebrew. The Hebrew version we can date back to 300 years before Christ came, and it literally still has all the same prophecies that Christians read. It has about the Messiah dying and resurrecting, all these different things. And we have a Greek version of the text as well that's preserved. Okay,
I will look into that then. I just find it hard to understand. This is the kind of the thing for me. I struggle to feel how God can consist of being infinite and finite at the same time. I'd love to think that God came down as a human, to demonstrate like how we should live and all that. I think that's amazing, but I can't wrap my head around the practicalities of something who is infinite can then become finite and actually die. That's what I struggle with, that concept.
Yeah. We don't believe that he became finite. We think that he took on a finite nature. So there's a difference between that. So, I mean, I guess you could think of it as like, say a person steps into a nuclear reactor, right? You can say that person, they have radiation going through their body, right? But they're not containing the radiation, because ionizing radiation, it goes straight through you, right? So in a similar way, when God took on flesh, he had his divine, quote unquote, energies or activities radiating through that human body. So even while he still had the human body, he was still sustaining the universe. He was still doing all these things. So when he died, that's just him leaving, his spirit leaving the body. The whole time, there was nothing, no change in his divine existence. He was still sustaining everything. He was still doing miracles. He was still like, doing everything that God does.
Okay. So how do you kind of understand, obviously you'll understand what Islam teaches, but where Jesus doesn't claim to know things, but that the Father should know, like that God should know. If he was God, wouldn't he have eternal knowledge and infinite knowledge of things?
Yeah. So if you read what the church fathers say about Jesus knowing things, many of them will tell you that that word "know" in the Greek means to like reveal or show or display. So when it says that he doesn't know, it means that he doesn't show it. It's not his role to show it while he's on earth. So he doesn't reveal that. It's also used the same way in the Old Testament. And I think Deuteronomy chapter 13, I think verse 4, it'll say that I'm doing this so that to know that you trust me or something like that, right? When God's speaking.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, when God's speaking to the Israelites. It just means reveal.
Okay. That makes
and
sense.
also we could say he doesn't know something like as a baby, because we don't think that he knew everything as a quote unquote baby. The knowledge, the part that didn't know would be his humanity. However, we believe that his divine nature was feeding information into his human mind as appropriate. So there wouldn't be a contradiction there, because he would still be omniscient according to his divinity.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I get that. So when Jesus, because obviously if when you read the New Testament, Jesus obviously refers back to the Father all the time. He heals in the Father's name. He does, and he prays to the Father. And like in Gethsemane, he says to the Father, take this cup away from me. If it is your will, not mine, be done. So if he is God, how can he be saying that? I just don't understand that. Like, why he's asking the Father to take the cup away from him when he has the power to do that because he's God?
Yeah. So one of the things that Jesus does is he teaches us how to act and how to do things. So when he's led into the wilderness and he's quote unquote tempted by the devil, he shows us as humans what we're supposed to do when we're faced with temptation. We're supposed to pray to God. We're supposed to call out to God. So when he's saying, take this cup, not my will, but your will, he's showing us what we should do in the time of when certain struggles are going to happen. For instance, if you know the Lord's Prayer, it says, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, right? The whole point of that verse is basically that we're not supposed to run to the destruction that's going to occur to us as Christians when we're persecuted and things of that nature. But we're supposed to pray out to God in order for him to strengthen us for when the actual time comes when we're supposed to do that. That's why I said, deliver us from evil. So the whole time we're supposed to be fleeing from that destruction. But however, when that destruction is at the point that it's coming, which Jesus knew it was coming, he's saying basically, Lord, not my will, but your will, i.e. not my will according to my humanity, but according to the divine will. Right. So he's telling us how we're supposed to act. When that situation occurs, we're saying not according to us, but according to what you want, we submit to you.
Right. So it's an example for how we should be in our lives. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
So, okay. Yeah, all right. That makes sense. I'll look into the historicity then of the Bible, because that was something I'm not 100% sure about.
There's a dude named Daniel Wallace who does New Testament textual criticism if you want.
Okay. Also, real quick, you got a dog, right?
Yes, I have, and I know. What about Islam and dogs? Yes,
you're not allowed to have one in Islam. So
I know, but I'm not giving my dog up. He's my life. So
here's the thing. So according to the sheiks, for every day that you keep a dog, you lose
a reward.
Hold on, you don't lose a reward. You lose rewards as equivalent to the size of a mountain.
Yeah.
So every time you've kept your dog is more. If Islam's true, you're not making it to heaven because you've kept your dog.
I know. Do you
it's
know
bigger
what?
than Mount Everest.
If I'm going to hell because I own a dog, then I'll take that because I love my dog. So there we go.
Whoa! Do you know what Muslim hell? Do you know what Muslim hell is?
Yes, I do. I have looked into it. I do. I am aware of it.
So you know about the chains.
Yeah, and the ripping of your skin repeatedly. I am aware about all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you like that type of thing, but like,
no,
maybe some people do because the chains going in weird places that they're not supposed to be going. It's like something maybe somebody likes somewhere. I don't know, but
yeah, that conversation took a weird turn. But I'll refrain from commenting on that. Then
that's what Muslim hell is.
Right, I get
and that's because you keep your dog.
I know.
Come back to Christianity. You can keep your dog.
I just need to. I will look into. I just need to understand about Jesus' divinity. I mean, like where he is. I mean, obviously, if Jesus is God, he will be found in the Old Testament, won't he? Because he was there, supposedly there from the beginning of time. So I just need to look into the evidence for that. Sometimes I don't have so much
in the Old Testament.
Yeah, that's what I need to look into. I don't so much have a problem sometimes with the New Testament. It's more like, where was he in the Old Testament if he was God? So I'll have a look into that.
I can specifically give you chapters that you can write down and look at if you want specifically.
Let me grab a pen on my whiteboard. I'm just getting ready for work, you see, so I can't be very long. I have to leave in half an hour. Bear with me. I've got my whiteboard. Hit me with some verses.
All right. So in the very first chapter, Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, you'll see it says, "Let us make man in our image." Also, Genesis chapter 3, verse 8, it'll say that the sound of God walking, literally the sound of God walking, i.e. the word of God was walking in the breeze. Another one you can go to is Genesis chapter 15, where the word of God appears to Abraham.
Okay.
And also you could look at Exodus chapter 3, specifically verse 2. You're going to see that the angel of the Lord appeared. The angel of the Lord is just the messenger of Yahweh. However, if you look in the next chapter, Exodus chapter 4, verses 1 through 5, you're going to see that the angel of the Lord is actually called the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So that one who is the messenger is actually Jesus, who delivers the covenant. Also, you can look at Judges chapter 2 to see that angel of the Lord say that he's the one that gave the covenant. You can look at Judges chapter 6. You'll see that Gideon sees the angel of the Lord, and then he'll say that I just saw God. You can look at Judges chapter 13. That also says that they saw God, the angel of the Lord. You could also look at Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6 is going to say that God's going to take on flesh. Also, if we go back if we go to Jeremiah, if you read Jeremiah chapter 23, verses 5 through 6, is going to say the branch of David, i.e. the Messiah, is the one who's going to come. And his name is literally going to be Yahweh, our righteousness. Or in Hebrew, it's going to say Yahweh Zekenu. So it literally calls him Yahweh. So we know that the Messiah is supposed to be God. So those are just a few places that kind of like mention that. There's a whole lot more, but you say you didn't have too much to it. Yeah,
I'm a nurse, so I've got to go to work, so I do apologize.
I'm still flabbergasted. You got all that memorized, but you can't figure out time zones.
Right, I'm heading to work. I'm a hospice nurse, so I've got to go to work now. But thanks for the conversation, guys, and I'll check you out again soon, and I'll have a look at those verses.
All right. God bless. Good luck on your journey.
Thank you very much. Bye.